Hi, my name is Star Taylor. In the last 6 years, I helped tens of thousands of people with their emotional fitness, which means to not be as impacted by their emotions and thoughts. So they're not like a feather in the wind being pushed around by emotions and thoughts. And so you can live your life authentically, because when you're pushed around by your emotions and thoughts, you're constantly trying to get relief, you feel overwhelmed, you're all in your head, you can't focus on your life, you can't focus on being yourself, and you waste so much energy because it costs so much energy to spend all that time inside of your head and fight with emotions. So today I teach you step by step how you build that emotional fitness so you can focus actually on living your life, growing your relationships, growing your business, being successful, and being carefree and spend time outside of your head. This is a practice, so if you one of those people who are like, no, I want the quick trick, I want the quick trick, I want the quick relief, that's exactly your problem. But if you see it as a practice, because everything in life is a skill, like the gym is a practice, the gym is a skill. I'm not gonna sell you dreams, but I'm actually gonna tell you what works from 6 years of experience and helping tens of thousands of people. So we're gonna start in the beginning, which is I'm gonna teach you how the brain works. The brain actually works based on engagement, which means whatever you spend your time and energy on, the brain gives you more of. That's why trying to get relief of thoughts and emotions, trying to fix them, trying to get them to go away, hating on them, judging them, making them mean something about you, making the intrusive thoughts or the emotions mean something about you, that you're crazy or that there's something wrong with you, is actually making those emotions and thoughts bigger. So I'm gonna give you a big tip. There's such a problem in the mental health industry because a lot of people get taught that they're supposed to freak out when they have just normal anxiety. But the problem is, when you freak out because of normal anxiety and you say, oh, I must need a therapist, there's something wrong with me, or you go to your mom and dad, or you research online on Reddit and you look up, oh, why do I have anxiety? You actually are making it worse, because you're showing your brain that you want to engage with it, because you see it as a problem, and that is engagement. And the brain doesn't understand what you like or what you don't like. Your brain literally doesn't understand if you like something or you don't like something. Your brain only understands that you engage with it. And if you say yes, 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 yes to it, or no, 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 the brain gives you more of it. That's why emotional fitness is about accepting any emotions and thoughts that come up, not engaging with them, but accepting them and moving forward in the direction of the valued actions. Because the valued actions, which I tell you soon what they are in this video, the brain cannot manipulate that. But the brain can always manipulate you by your emotions and thoughts. The brain can always warp your reality. The brain can always give you more logical reasons why there's something wrong with you, because you are reactive to those emotions and thoughts. You are trying to control those emotions and thoughts because they're uncomfortable. And the more, and remember what I'm about to say, the more you don't want to be uncomfortable, the more uncomfortable you will be, because those patterns thrive on you trying to get relief from them. Those patterns, that cycle, that addictive cycle, thrives when you're trying to fix something, when you're trying to get relief from these emotions and thoughts, because the brain is like, oh, you're still engaging with them. Your brain doesn't know, oh, you want to get rid of them. Your brain just understands, oh, you love playing with the toys, okay? So I want you to understand that all that is reactive. It's all based on reactivity. Remember that word. Your mental health gets worse when you live your life reactively. Because when you live your life reactively based on those emotions and thoughts, you're refeeding the same pattern. You're refeeding the same algorithm. It's like a TikTok algorithm. The same videos that you get shown, if you watch all of them through, you get the same videos over and over and over again. The TikTok algorithm only cares, and the YouTube algorithm, the Instagram algorithm, only care about your watch time. So whatever you give watch time for a longer period of time, the brain and the algorithms give you more of. That's why it doesn't help to try to fix the thoughts and emotions. What's important is actually to shift your focus to what you care about, because to whatever you shift your focus, your brain will support that more. And this is how you change your algorithm over time. But it has to be set proactive instead of reactively reacting to the old algorithm. You have to proactively set a new algorithm which is based on valued actions, because then when you execute those valued actions, there will be emotions and thoughts that will be coming up, and you're gonna be like, I don't care that I don't feel like doing this, I'm gonna do this anyway. When you do that, you show your brain that you are the boss and not the brain is the boss, and you stop acting like a victim. You stop acting like a feather in the wind. And when you do that, you actually create emotional fitness, because you become a bigger space for those emotions. You become a bigger space, like in the gym, you become a bigger human because you train in the gym with weights, and in emotional fitness, we train with emotions, which means we can move forward with wrong emotions instead of stopping our life because of the emotions. Every time you stop your life because of emotions and thoughts, you hurt your mental health. Now that's not suppressing, because the practice is still about accepting, and a lot of people are like, no, that's suppressing. It's not suppressing. Just because I don't watch the clouds right now while I'm walking to where I want to walk doesn't mean I'm suppressing them. I'm still accepting that they're there. I'm accepting that the trees are around, but I don't have to watch them right now. I see them maybe here in the screen a bit, but I can focus on my value, which is giving you the value to improve your mental health. And the more I focus on giving you the value, instead of focusing on thoughts like, oh, what do they think about me? Maybe I should say something that makes them like me. Then I'm focusing on something that trains an algorithm where the brain gives me more thoughts about insecurity, how I look, and I couldn't make these videos as amazing as I make these videos. Because by me actually doing the valued action of focusing on how can I give more value, how can I communicate this in a way that gives you guys more value, my brain's like, oh, he wants to give more value. Let's support him with more ideas. Let's support him with more examples. The brain will support you with whatever you give your focus on, your attention, your watch time. And if you give your focus and attention on trying to fix feelings, on trying to control feelings, on trying to control thoughts, your brain just gives you an entire avalanche of emotions, thoughts, and feelings, and you're gonna lose yourself in that reality. The same way people lose themselves in addictive relationships, because they stop living their life based on the hobbies, their values, and they lose themselves because they're scared, for example, their partner is cheating on them, and then they try to be with them every day of the week, not because they actually want to, but because they're trying to control the cheating, and then the brain gives them more paranoia, and that's how the toxic relationships, then the power games are coming, then people think, oh, why didn't you text back? Oh, should I wait 45 minutes? Oh, what should I do? And the brain's like, yes, 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 doubting, you love doubting, let me give you more doubts, that's your funnest sport, and you're like, yes, I'm doing the doubting, fuck. So that's where you see where we have to change the engagement. And here's the first important step. You have to start in the beginning of the day, because the night sleeping is like a reset. Think about mental health like a momentum that we want to create. When after sleep, the momentum has slowed down and there's a new momentum that's starting in the beginning of the day. If you start right away with rumination, the brain's like, oh, we're doing this all day. And then the snowball effect gets bigger and bigger. You ruminate, the brain gives you more thoughts, the brain gives you more emotions. And in the middle of the day, you're completely overwhelmed and you cannot turn the ship around, because your ship is sailing with the wind in a direction and you cannot turn it into the other way. That's why you want to start your day in a completely different way, which means proactively. You want to set yourself up for success, but you don't set yourself up for success when you reactively ruminate. You set yourself up for success when you proactively create a different algorithm. And you do that by setting your life up for success with valued actions that grow your life, that create an atmosphere that will feed you, that will give you fruits. You grow a garden, the Value Garden exercise by Mark Freeman, where we find the values that we want to enjoy in our life. And I added to that exercise 7 categories that are very universal to all humans. And the categories are, and you're gonna relate to them, physical fitness, and they're not in order. Physical fitness, creative expression, relaxation, business/money, romantic relationships, family and friends relationships, and fun. You see, I didn't only put work, I didn't only put physical fitness, I didn't put only things that are just active, I also put fun, relaxation, because we need a balance. These are the universal values. And then you ask yourself, okay, what actions am I already doing to support that garden? Maybe you're already going to the gym, right? Maybe you already hang out with friends. Maybe you already play chess. Maybe you already go to school or build a business. And then number 2, which is very important, what actions are you avoiding because of your emotions and thoughts? Because those are also compulsions, very big compulsions, because you're avoiding living your life because of those emotions and thoughts. So maybe you avoid going to a boxing class, or you avoid creating a podcast or a social media account because of fears of judgment. That way you're actually feeding the fears of judgments, because you're showing your brain that living your life is dangerous, and your brain gives you more fears and judgment, so you avoid the danger. But the more you actually proactively set those actions in little steps in the week, the more confidence you build, because confidence comes after the action. And the reason for that is because that little child in you gets used to the surroundings that you put the child in. So the more you take that child by the hand, creating social media videos, building your business, going to the gym, hanging out with friends, in a healthy way, because you can also hang out with friends in an unhealthy way where you're trying to impress or chase validation. In a healthy way, doing those things, spending time outside of your head, the more you bring that little child in the situation. And in the beginning, the child's like, no, what did they judge us again? What did they judge us again? And you're gonna be the adult now. You take the child over and over like a practice in those situations, which over time the child's like, oh, it's not as bad anymore. This is great. We are geniuses. We're doing podcasts, we're amazing, we're really good. And you actually change your identity, so to say. You change your identity because now you're a person who is a social media creator. Now, and the more you build confidence, you build competence. And that's where the brain supports you then in living your life, instead of fixing emotions and thoughts. So this is the way to do the practice. And the second part that's really, really important is you need to spend time outside of your head. And this is where the no brain method in my book is so important, where you're like, no brain, we walking right now. No brain, we talking to our friends right now. No brain, we on the chest press right now. No brain, we watching the squirrels right now. Because you need to spend time outside of your head while you're doing the valued actions. Because if you still spend time inside of your head while doing the valued actions, you are still feeding the patterns. Even though you're doing the valued actions, you're still feeding the patterns inside of your head. And you're still showing the brain that that's what you care about, okay? Number 3, very important, okay? You have to change the measure of success. Your measure of success right now is to fix emotions and thoughts. It's to get relief from them, okay? Which is normal because you don't like that pain. But by doing that, you actually create more pain. So you need to change the measure of success. And this is bigger than you think it is, because you can say, oh yeah, I changed the measure of success. But many people are like, yeah, I do the valued actions, but will my feelings get better? Will my thoughts get better? And they will get better. But if you make the measure of success the valued action and you actually don't care anymore how you feel in the present moment. So you have to actually moment by moment coach yourself to make the measure of success the valued actions. To celebrate is to celebrate yourself for the valued actions. To celebrate yourself, not, oh, I feel better, or check on the feelings, or check on the thoughts, are they still there? But to celebrate yourself for the valued actions, and to moment by moment remind yourself, oh wait, it's not important that I feel better, it's important that I'm doing these actions and accepting the feelings, right? We're not suppressing the feelings, we're accepting them, which means we allow them to be there, we surrender. That's okay that they're there, and we move forward. But you have to remember that it's beneficial for you. You have to be proud of yourself. You have to see it as a badge of honor to move forward with the valued actions and make it like a game. A game that you know when you play it, you improve your mental health. When I move forward with the valued action, when I make the territory, when I take up more territory with valued actions and celebrate myself for that, and celebrate myself for moving forward with any wrong feelings, and the attitude has to be, yes, this way, like, yes, I get to practice now. But your old attitude is, no feeling, don't hurt me. Thoughts, don't hurt me, don't hurt me, don't hurt me. You're hurting me, oh, no, don't hurt me. That will create more mental health problems. So do you see the difference from the attitude? The difference from the attitude is, yes, I can have this feeling and I move forward. Dr. Reed Wilson talks about when his clients get like anxiety, like strong anxiety, he's like, oh, that's great. Give him another plate of anxiety. Give me one more plate of anxiety. Is that all you got, anxiety? Is that all you got? Give me one more plate. What is that? Give me one more plate of panic attack. Give me one more. Do you see the different, and he talks about like you put a different emotion on top of it. It's like, yes, I get to practice now this emotional fitness by having any feeling and move forward. And I'm proud of myself. This is how you change your brain. You literally change your brain like that. Okay? So you want to proactively set in the week anchors, measure of successes, valued actions that keep you on the path of taking up more territory with valued actions. So Monday, you might gym, meditation, creating on social media. Tuesday, you have a boxing class, go take a walk with your dog, hang out with your friends, and you proactively set those things, those anchors that are important to you, all right? Remember, you don't have to be perfect. Perfection is bad because then you build more resistance. You can fall off the path sometimes, but then when you fall off the path, you don't say, oh, I always fall off the path. Why did I fall off the path? Maybe I'm doing something wrong. You're staying longer off the path, ruminating in your head why you got off the path. Just go as quick as you can on the path. You want to minimize the time off the path to get on the path so your brain notices what path you want to be on and changes the algorithm. Does it make sense? This should like open up some freaking fucking light bulbs in your head. This is a practice. Stop looking at, oh, today, how do I feel today? No. See it as a 3 months boot camp, as a practice, like the gym. You will get better if you approach it like that. And remember, you have to coach yourself. Spend time outside of your head. If you want to go deeper, if you want to learn this step by step, I can only say so much in a video. Check out my emotional fitness book. I'm going to put it in the description. And you have some more questions, just ask them in the comments. And I'll see you guys soon.